7 actionable steps to become successful. Good habits are hard to form and easy to live with. Bad habits are easy to form and hard to live with. Mark Matteson. This quote perfectly illustrates the importance of forming good habits, because small continuous everyday steps constitute the force that lead us to the life of our dreams. Modeling successful people is a shortcut to the creation of better life. So, which kind of habits do successful people practice in their everyday life? Number 1. Physical activity. Most successful people incorporate some kind of exercise in their daily routine. Physical activity improves health and reduces the risk of several diseases, like type 2 diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Exercise can have immediate and long-term health benefits. Most importantly, regular activity can improve your quality of life. It is important to find exercise you like to do, that it would be easier to stick with it. Richard Branson is a perfect role model for that.
I wake up really early every day. And I play tennis with somebody who's a lot younger and a lot fitter than me, and we play singles, and we give it everything we can, and end up sweating big time and having a lot of fun at this as well. And then if the wind is up, I'll go for a kite surf.
Number 2, reading. Training your body is as important as training your mind. Warren Buffett takes time for reading every day despite his busy schedule. At the beginning of his business career, he read 600 to 1,000 pages a day. Bill Gates reads 50 books each year, and Elon Musk taught himself rocket science by reading. But keep in mind that these successful people do not read just any material. They dedicate their time into books that teach more than entertain. Number 3. Meditation. Meditation reduces stress levels and alleviates anxiety. If we can reduce stress, many health benefits follow. Meditation is found to improve memory, self-awareness, and goal setting. Through meditation, we can gain a better understanding of the purpose of our life. Let's see what Tim Ferriss, an author, entrepreneur, and public speaker, has to say about meditation.
What skill do I think everyone should master to become more productive? I would say morning meditation for 10 to 20 minutes. You can do this any number of ways. I ended up only adhering to the habit of meditation after quitting many, many times over the years, following a transcendental meditation course. And there are a lot of issues I have with transcendental meditation, at least how it's set up, the costs involved, it's cheaper than it was then, and so on. But it is very secular once you get past the first day or so, and you have the social pressure or accountability of working with an instructor on a daily basis for 4 days. And so if you're going to meet with them and they want to talk about the 2 sessions that you did when you weren't together, you are going to feel like an ass if you don't have something to report. And this is a very beneficial type of pressure. And that is what got me initially to stick to the daily practice long enough to make it a continual habit. There are other tools you could use, for instance, like the app Headspace, which I have used, which many other people have used, millions at this point, and they have a 10 in 10, I think it is, which is 10 minutes a day for 10 days. And you listen to guided meditation, which quite frankly is easier than going directly to something like TM, which is mantra-based, or any type of, I think, awareness meditation without the so-called, let's call it a distraction or tool of a guided voice in recorded audio. It's actually a very, very helpful set of training wheels in the very beginning stages.
You can find many good guided meditations on YouTube. Number 4, waking up early.
My whole life is really about teaching people exceptionalism, and one of the real strategies for high performance and leading without a title is getting up early. You might say getting up early is not really relevant to you, and yet if I look at the best of the best, whether it's in business, in science, in the arts, in sports, these are people who have trained their brains to show up and discipline. And getting up early is not only an incredible competitive advantage because most of your competitors are asleep, but getting up early is a great gift you give yourself. You get more life. Ben Franklin said it really well. He said, there'll be plenty of time to sleep when you're dead.
As Robin Sharma said, waking up early sets you up for a great day. He has said that waking up early has changed his and his customers' life for better. But waking up early means you need to go to bed early too, because having enough sleep is essential. For most people, the time in the mornings is way more productive than the time we spend late at night. So instead of staying up late, go to bed and have a productive morning. Number 5. Order and tidiness. Walter Isaacson writes about the importance of tidiness in his book about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs loved order, and he even had the walls of the office painted white to have less distraction from brain activity. Being tidy and putting things back to their place after using them is perfect practice for creating a habit to do tasks as they occur and learning not to procrastinate. Number 6. Visualization and gratefulness. Visualization and gratefulness are two different practices, but the idea is the same: to put your mind into a more positive state. There are different ways to visualize and practice gratefulness. Tony Robbins has a morning ritual in which he manages to combine the two into a short everyday routine.
I teach people that daily you have to prime yourself. You have to do something for 10 minutes minimum. If you don't have 10 minutes, you don't have a life. And
ooh, that's so good.
I mean, I just like, you got to do it, right?
That's good. If you don't have 10 minutes,
you don't have a life
to give to priming yourself.
That's right.
You
And
don't
if
have
you
a
want a prime life, you want a beautiful life, you want a beautiful family.
Oh, I love that you say that.
But I do this first time I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
People always ask me, how do you so up all the time? But part of it is I attend all these seminars.
Yes.
I teach all this. But the real reason is
you prime yourself.
I prime myself. That's what I've done for years. It's like I change my body to this radical breathing pattern or movement. There's many ways to do it. But then I do through 10 minutes, and it usually goes more because I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
But 10 minutes is how I get myself to do it. 3.5 minutes of pure gratitude about 3 things. And I pick one of those 3 to be simple because I don't want to be the astronaut that, he went to the moon, that was his idea of adventure, and then they all come back and were depressed because what do I do for the rest of my life? You know? So the wind in my face, my children's faces, anything. And the reason for gratitude is the 2 emotions that mess us up the most are fear and anger.
Yeah.
And you can't be grateful and fearful simultaneously. They don't go together. And you can't be angry and grateful simultaneously. So if you literally start your day cultivating that, this part I was talking about creating a highway to happiness.
Yeah.
And then I do 3 minutes of my 3 to thrive. What are 3 outcomes or results I'm really committed to, and I see them as done and fulfilled. And in 10 minutes. For
that day?
I usually look at something at 6 months to 12 months out. Wow. Something that's a little bigger. And then what I feel is fulfilled and done, and I give thanks for it. And you're at the end of those 10 minutes, and usually it's 15 or 18 for me, I am so wired. Now, I've done that for years. It's been the base of me.
Number 7. Organizing your day. Abraham Lincoln said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." The same applies into your daily life. To have a productive day, it is essential to plan it. I like to follow Brian Tracy's technique.
Here's some ideas on how to structure your day for maximum productivity, performance, and output. Benny from Facebook recently asked me, how do you structure your day? So here's some tips to help you structure your day to be more productive and successful. Number 1, every minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution or getting the job done. So the most important thing you can do is plan your day, preferably the night before. Sit down with a piece of paper and write down everything that you have to do the coming day. It should be the last thing you do at the end of the day. Now, if for any reason you don't do this, then the first thing you do in the morning, before you check your email, your phone calls, newspapers, first thing you do in the morning is make a list of everything that you have to do that day. Once you have a list, you have a track to run on. Writing down a list clarifies your thinking. Writing down a list forces you to think at a higher level. If you start working from a list, you increase your productivity and output by 25% the first day. All successful people work from lists, and all successful people, with regard to their projects, work from checklists. A checklist is a list of everything organized in sequence, and you go down the checklist. Now, the second way that you can organize your day is to set priorities on your list before you begin. Don't just rush into it. Look over the list and apply the 80-20 rule. If you have 10 items to do on your list, 2 will be more valuable than the other 8 put together. Sometimes it's the 90-10 rule. If you have 10 items on your list, 1 will be more important than all the others put together. Go down your list and ask yourself this question. If I could only do one thing on this list before I was called out of town for a month, what one task would I want to be sure to complete? So once you identify this task, this leads to the next way to organize your day, is begin immediately on your most important task, and then stay with it until it's complete. All of success in life comes from project completion. It comes from taking jobs, and a project is called a multi-task job. It means there's several little jobs within the larger job. And what you do is you organize your projects by sequence, the checklist, and then you start on your most important project, and then you stay with that project until it's complete. This process is called single handling. It's the most powerful success strategy that you can use in managing your time. You can actually increase your productivity by 50% by simply starting and completing your most important task first thing every day.
To summarize, make a checklist, prioritize your tasks, and take action accordingly. If you watch this video, I dare to guess that you are not 100% happy with your life at the moment. It is totally okay. I challenge you to pick one habit out of those 7 that resonated most and make it an everyday priority. Consistency is the key. Be patient, and the results will eventually follow. We are all capable of great things, but it requires action. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel to see more similar videos in the future. Thank you.